they say about the pain ain't but a thing. Yes, ma'am. Somebody says I'm gon' need something else to burn. Daddy and I got nowhere to turn. I'm about to be jumping the sun. Not in the mix, but don't act like you ain't heard. I passed to you word. Well, work for what I heard. My peace can't get started. My mind's still on dreams. Soon as my eyes roll open, come good tokens. I've been training myself to add cheese to the picture. A smile go far, self-grace is worth a million. My outlook changed a bit, came a little up. By the time they want the price, the name that went up. Still got work to do, I'm trying daily. Cause don't end up and leave, but I can take it. By now all my demons know I'm praying. By now all my haters know I'm staying. Stack it, flip it, yeah, you know the plan. Feel like I been gave another chance. And it ain't wasted on gambles. Cause I knew I would be this fastest in Pampers. They say that he won't put nothing on, you can't handle. So I just see a few more ships on my mantle. Somebody says I'm gon' need something else to burn. Daddy and I got nowhere to turn. I'm about to be jumping the curb. Not in the mix, but don't act like you ain't heard. I passed to you word. Well, work for what I heard. My peace can't get started. Cause I trained myself to find the center on nights. I went no heated winner. Introspection peace when you let nothing out with inner easy. When you go without for dinner. And I wasn't even a teen yet. I learned that from my jeans stretch. I moderate now more cause I'm eating. Yes, I tolerate lactose with the cheese in. The pace is present. Live in the future now. Can't waste a second. Gotta eat beast when I lack protein. Clean drip, it don't even need chlorine. Steer from the dirt and your knees folks green. I can teach them best. It ain't no situation you can't finesse. Keep your head high, learn what
Because you a little bit, but are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna wanna make it. Are you high on cigarettes? Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Do you know that you're right or wrong? 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 He don't smoke them, but he loves it when you do. That's why he's high on cigarettes. And if you find him, you should light him up a few. He's getting high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Do you know that you're right or wrong? 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 Do you know that you're right or wrong?
Lights go dark, the stream comes on. Javon's here, the vibe is strong. Click and clack, the steel in sight. Every edge sharpened, Friday night.
Night flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight. Handles spin and edges glide. Friday night flicks worldwide.
He talks the craft with steady flow. Steel and story you'll wanna know. Flick of the wrist, how smooth it goes. Every frame a master show.
Night flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight. Handles spin and edges glide. Friday night flicks worldwide.
From Bowie to Karambit Steel, every flick has that cool appeal. The chat goes wild when he reveals a masterpiece you wish was real. Viewers locked in, they can't resist. The flick of steel's a weekly twist. Carving moments, he makes it slick. Juvon streaming, doing the trick.
you to go to bed already, would you please?
I'm not tired!
I told you 5 times to go to bed.
Oh, come on, Jim, please.
Hey, come on.
Is this what you had in mind when you asked me to marry you?
No. Remember when you first fell in love?
There's something more like this in life.
Keep it that way. From the Mormons, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Hey guys, I hope y'all can hear me. I hope y'all can see me. I had a little technical difficulties earlier. I think it's a StreamYard deal. So if it acts wonky, we will just keep our fingers crossed. Sierra Rick, what is up, buddy? That is awesome, dude. Congratulations, new knife day. Crazy Roach, you've been a member for 17 months. I've got to get a little love going around real quick. Hopefully it won't be too loud, but this is for brother Crazy Roach. And then I noticed brother Angelo. And guys, we have a live stream tomorrow at I've got to check the poll. I don't know if it's 11 or 3. We'll check it live here. What time we're going to do that. But brother Angelo, where is he? Let me scroll up. Join tonight. Thank you so much, buddy. We have members live streams every Saturday. And we've got some extra cool stuff that I wanted to show you guys, courtesy of my brother, Richard Hopkins. He picks up these amazing fixed blades locally. Super jimping, just little chopping Damascus, very well done handles, all different materials. So we'll throw those in with some of the folders that we'll be passing along. And we'll have some cool members lives coming up. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. El Cap Addict, channel member, what is up? I haven't said hey to anybody yet. I'm getting ready to run through. Marco Scamma, my man, dude, somebody will gift you a membership, and we can always work things out. Dude, it's good to see you, brother. I saw I missed your call the other day when I was up at Dad's. I apologize for that. Bama Ninja, Timmy, I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. How are you, and how is Athens? Not to dox you. Athens, Georgia, that is. We got brother Richard Hopkins, channel member, huge contributor, going to be responsible for a lot of these cool fixed blades. We got brother Marcos in the house. We got my man Paul Mills. I might need this in y'all. Crazy Roach, who we gave a thank and a hug to earlier. We've got and StreamYard's acting weird, guys. I apologize if I go slow or seem to be struggling. El Cap Addict, what is up, brother? We've got, I know I'm going to miss somebody because I'm going backwards. We've got Marcos. I'm so glad to see you in here, buddy, chatting. Marcos has been in here for a little bit. Chatting with Marco and Angelo. And Ground Fog was in here, and brother Ed, channel member, was in here earlier. He'll probably come back because I started a little earlier. The way I look at it, I've kind of got a hard end on Fridays with said faction because I always want to respect them and be over there to watch that if I'm not passed out eating a taco. Said Faction's one of my favorite. Well, Honey Bucket and Said Faction are two of my favorite shows. I don't know if y'all were at the Honey Bucket last night. I know it's a little later, but it's a totally chill vibe. It's definitely one of my top streams. And I encourage anybody to go to the Honey Bucket. But I hope everybody's had a killer knifey week. I've been going through and kind of categorizing some of the stuff that I've picked up. I am going to be sending back tomorrow the guard dog. And I talked to Andrew today. He's had some brisk sales on these little guys, but he's still got some guard dogs and bulldogs. Keep in mind the river dog, the new spear point, and the ranch dog will be coming in a little bit later this summer. But these are knives that are designed by David or Andrew here in the States, and they're handmade by David Mary Custom in Canada. This is the guard dog, which is, he calls it a sheep's, a hawk foot, I think is what he calls it. A very gentle hawk bill. Kyle Coonley tells me you can just sharpen this guy like you would a normal knife. And the one that I'm going to keep that I've been carrying since it came in is this little guy here. This is a little AEBL ram's foot, kind of a little utility knife with some hand carved jimping there. Small little knife, 4 3/4 inches, smaller than a lot of people would like, but I love little knives. And these guys are right under 170 for a handmade, small, micarta, and AEB. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. Custom. So I've been keeping that in my back pocket. It carries really well. And then I did a video today where I've kind of been spastic going through the stuff I bought back from Blade Show and not really knowing what I'd filmed and what I hadn't. So I kind of put up a lot of the new knives that I've gotten lately. And I'll tell you, one of my favorites was one of my most economicals and one of the purchases I made at Blade Show. This isn't the sheath that it came in, but this is a tenable par. This is a knife designed by Jonathan Stiles. Tenable is Concept's budget line. And this little guy is under 50 bones in 14C 28N. Has a G10 handle. It's going to be part of a blade battle that should go out maybe tomorrow against another great little knife that has adopted one of my Oak City leather sheaths. I got this before Blade Show. This is the Tucson TS 580. My only kind of negative to this knife, if there is one, is that blade hole doesn't need to be there, but it doesn't bother me. The grind on this knife's beautiful. It's M390 carbon fiber, under $70. And then this one's under $50. So two really good knives. They'll be in a blade battle tomorrow. I think these are in stock. I think they're both in stock at White Mountain. I could be wrong. And then brother Richard Hopkins blew my mind when he sent me some giveaway stuff. He sent me this little guy from my collection. He knows I collect. Kathleen Smith has been a member for 1 whole year. Kathleen, that warms my heart, young lady, that I've kept you engaged for that long. And I do. When I go off the deep end sometimes and say things that I shouldn't say, but you're very patient with me, and I value your friendship, and I'm glad you're here, young lady. But Richard sent me a Skur Light. If you guys remember, I'm one of the first channels, I think, that brought Jack Billings on after I saw him at Blade Show 2022 when he had his first knives that he made. But the Skur was the first knife I picked up from him. And this is the lightweight Skur, which is still lightweight's kind of a, it's neck knifeable, but it's very hardy. Fantastic little specimen. I was super stoked to get this. Richard, thank you, thank you, thank you. And guys, some of the knives that Richard included that'll be giveaways are just bangers. One of the ones that stuck out to me that may not make it to the giveaway table because it may be on my side. Check that little Slurpee saver out. Come a sneaking, you'll be left a leaking. And it's got a little horizontal cantered belt loop. Really, really beautiful knives. I don't know, my lighting is so weird, but if you look at this one here, it's like a split pine cone and resin with just an absolute beater blade. Richard, you don't know how thankful I am, my friend. And these guys that are going to join our lives are going to benefit from these bad boys. I just dropped my little oxygen device, i.e. vape. But really cool knives. And I'm assuming, Richard, are you getting these in your home state, buddy? I won't dox you. Hey, Jesse. Welcome, brother. Luke Doozle, did you slip in here and I didn't see you? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Friday Night Flicks, where we sit around and hang out and talk about knives and we talk about lives. So I've been very impressed with these two guys. These are sub $60, sub $70 knives that are both very great small fixed blades. This is a knife I picked up from my buddy Tim at Carry Development. I wish I had one that I traded for about a year ago, one of his earlier blades. And it just shows, like with some of the knives I've got from Shane or from Luck Knives, early knives, how far a maker can progress in a short amount of time. This is a Carry Development. It is called the Banshee. And he uses that new grip material. If y'all haven't tried it, you will see it soon. Grip Tech. I know very good knife companies about to use it pretty much exclusively. It's more durable than G10. It's more organic feeling. And this is the little Nitro V blade. I want to say heat treated at about 58.5, which my understanding for Nitro V, that's pretty good. And he spent a lot of time talking with Shane about sheaths, because Shane had some questions about sheaths. And Carry Development makes some kind of unique pancake sheaths. All of his knives are built with a integrated deep carry clip because they're designed to be carried in your pocket. So by having this pancake sheath, it sits flush in your pocket, whether it's your side pocket or in my case, your back pocket. But this has really been a joy to carry, and it's a joy to cut with. Very much a utility knife. Nice, just super sharp. And then I did something cool. I think I showed you guys in a video. I picked up one of Melissa Backwood's collaborations with TKL on this little Warren EDC. A lot of people don't know, but the Warren EDC is made on the Piranha platform, which is another small knife that TKL makes. So I bought the extended grips to make my Warren EDC a little bit longer if I wanted it to be. And I noticed that it's fully compatible with my Piranha. So is my sheath. I just have to flip it over if I'm carrying a Warren Cliff or I'm carrying a drop point. But now my Piranha, which is one of my favorite little TKL pokey stabbies, has a full 4-finger grip. And what you have here is you've just got this little extension that's about 3/4 of an inch, and you can see where the scales come together there. I've got a tactical ring on its way because that was another option they had. They were out of them at Blade Show. So if you pick up this Warren EDC, or it'll work, I confirmed on the Piranhas, if you got a Piranha, you can add an extended grip if you want it to have a 4-finger grip. Or you can add, like Melissa has in her videos, that little ring that's part of the grip. So it's a ring knife. Really great blade shape. Reminds me a lot of the Agent 02 blade shape. Very aggressive, reverse Tonto Warren Cliffy blade. Very sharp, very slicey. And then it's got Ulti-Clip's new horizontal clip that can also be used vertically. This is a wire clip that I can tell you can hook this on your belt. You won't know it's there and you won't accidentally pull it off. And this little guy won Best Innovation that was a non-knife product at Blade Show 2025. So it got some major accolades when it was there. And then Day Vostede sent me a mink. I've reviewed this knife before. I thought it was going to have a different lock. I was hoping it was going to have a different lock. This is a great knife, and I'm not taking it apart yet because it's got a button lock, but the plunge goes through the blade. So I figured not only will I do a review on it, I'll do a full breakdown on it before I pass it along to you guys. But it's a really nice knife. The Vosteed Mink's always been a good one. I think they make it now with a Trex lock, which is that center lock, which isn't as smooth. Scotty Scooter, what is up, buddy? I was talking to the gals at TRM today, because I've been sending them some videos, and told them that it was 5 short years ago, if I remember correctly, that Scotty, and I won't dox you, introduced me to a brand called TRM. And then I finally got to meet him and spend a weekend with him. And dude, I was not surprised. It's like I'd known you for 5 years. I didn't think, oh, this guy's different than I thought he'd be. You're identical to what I thought you'd be. I had a blast with you, dude. All of you guys that I bumped into there. What's up, Calcoon Lee? My brother from another mother. Don't want to have to leave him leaking. Speaking of leaving him leaking, Sunday when I was leaving, I'd gone to the Kaiser dinner Saturday night, and they'd given us green wristbands, which were for the Kaiser dinner. And they happened to be the same color as Blade Show wristbands. So I was able to walk in Sunday, and I went to TKL's booth because Suzanne and Tim had told me to come by there before they packed up some stuff and see if there were a couple of things I wanted to review. And this little knife kind of struck my fancy because this is called a Warren EDC. And what's unique about this knife is, yeah, it's a ring knife. Yeah, it's got a Warncliffe blade that's very slicey, but it's also got this 60-degree grind on the front, 30 per side. So this is an absolute piercing beast. This is what they'd call a CCW, close combat weapon. I don't know what that stands for, but if you can't get to your Freedom Pill dispenser and you're in a close quarters, this is a type of knife that if you had on your belt might buy you a little space. And then the second knife I picked up right before I walked out almost caused me to bleed, because this is the TKL MR1. And I put my finger up here, and the young lady screamed at me because that's the sharpened edge. This is designed to be kind of an American Pakal. So you've got this blade that's now facing my forearm. When I've got it held in a traditional grip, this blade is facing up. So unless I'm shredding cardboard up or spiking cantaloupes, this knife's going to be, I guess you'd call it tactical. It was made for the Marine Raiders Elite Swimmers. That's who commissioned it based on their website. And then the last knife that I picked up at Blade Show, or the second to the last, which was the first knife that I bought and actually spent my hard-earned cash that I did not have, thanks to Ryan Ellis for taking me over there. I had to pick up this TRM, which just hit River's Edge Cutlery. They sold out at TRM, but there's some of these at River's Edge Cutlery. This is the tag-along, and there'll be more. It is about the size of a nerd. I talked to Lee Halpern, who designed this. Just came out of his brain, and he put it to work. Then, like the next couple of days, he was making this little knife, and I think it's splendid. I love it. I love the fact that it comes with either this taco sheath or a little bit thicker pancake sheath, both with an ulti clip in the bag. So they're designed pretty much to be in-pocket carry knives. The retention on these leather sheaths are great, and these are less than 180 bones. USA made, USA manufactured, great little knife. And then the last one I picked up was another surprise because I bumped into Igor Bertolosi, who is Straight Line Knives, who used to work at MKM. And I've had a relationship with Straight Line Knives, and I reviewed 2 of them from White Mountain Knives, knowing I was going to buy one, but not sure which one I was going to buy. I ended up buying the Ernie and M390 and Micarta. And this is a new design. He had a couple of new designs at Blade Show. Igor is a super nice, enthusiastic guy, but he brought these to market instead of M390 and 14C, Micarta, and they're right around 100 bones. Come with the same leather sheath that I like so much because it's a great pocket dropper. And this knife is called the Digger. The reason I picked this one out is it's a collaboration with David C. Anderson from Knife Center, who I don't know him really from Adam's House Cat, but I know he's made a lot of really cool knives, and he's been kind of designing fixed blades for a while. This was designed to maximize the amount of blade on a smaller fixie, and I think they did a good job. Got a hidden lanyard hole, and again, 100 bones. I thought it was just a winner. They've got a couple of other designs. They're not going to get away from the M390s and the nicer steels. They just want to make sure that they're hitting all the hot spots in their market, so to speak, not leaving anybody out. And I was glad to see that he made it, because there were several guys that didn't make it. Dude, Noli, thank you so much, buddy. I'm so glad you like it, and you'll get a lot of fixed blade content here. And funny, hey, dude, Kyle, you take your time, brother. You're welcome anytime. But Nowsley, I did not even look at fixed blades for the first 2 years of my collection, and now I'm a fixed blade junkie. I find them so much more functional. I find myself reaching for them more. I basically open cat food. I might cut some paracord or some string. I might open an Amazon package or two. And if I'm around a campfire, I'm going to bring a bigger fixed blade. But I love them. I'm glad you like the channel, buddy, and you're welcome here anytime. We talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. Sometimes we talk about good knife stuff. I really kind of respond to what the chat's thinking about. And what's on their mind. Everybody's got different stuff going on. I saw our Response Squad and MC. For those who don't know, he has a history of scamming people, so I figured I'd mention it. Hey guys, that's what a community does, is they look out for each other. I was not even aware of him, El Cap Addict, but I can tell you that El Cap Addict has been insurmountable and a huge asset in helping us uncover some scammers and some of the ways that they go about scamming giveaways. Always know who your friends are, but always trust and verify. It's easy to do. It's easy to make sure that the person you're talking to or the person that won a knife is who they say they are. Because there's so many people that aren't just in the knife community. They're in YouTube in general to scam people. And they know where those communities are, where things are given away and things are easily scammed. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I think it's fortunately, we're very kind as a community. And we'll reach out to people. We've done it time and time again, and we've fed people's bad habits, i.e. their scammery. What's up to Maroni, channel member? Come by tomorrow, dude. I need to check the poll and see where we are. Y'all hold on 2 seconds. I have not announced the time yet because I put up a poll and I don't remember what it was. I remember what the questions were, but I don't know what the results were. I know some people like Maddie enjoyed having it in the afternoon because they were able to get up. Let's see what we got here. Posts. Right now we're at 62% at 3 p.m. I hope that doesn't throw anybody off if we'll let it run, but I'll probably do it at 3 p.m. And keep in mind, all you have to do is pop in long enough to put in the word, and then you can go away if you want to. If you've got something to do, you're welcome to stay. But we will definitely make sure that you're found. You do not have to be present to win. So right now, 3 p.m. seems to be working, and we always do it quickly so that we're not jumping on Luke's time. We're not jumping on Ron Crow's time. He goes live at 4. So we usually get out. We usually draw about 3:35, 3:40, and then we peace out and see each other on another live. So y'all stop by tomorrow at 3. I'll put that in unless the ratios change huge. All right, I got to check this out because I don't know anything about Whatnot. Y'all talk to me. Talk to me about Whatnot. Let me go over here where I can actually click it. I'm not familiar, but I understand people are selling stuff there. Somebody asked a question about the agent. Hey, that he just sent out. Y'all check that link. It looks like if you want to sign up to WhatsApp, it gives you a little free cash. Somebody asked a question about a knife. Where did I see it? Where did I see it? I know that Jared uses it a lot, and I've seen others use it. I've got to experience it. I've got to figure out what it is. I know it's like a great auction knife or for live selling knives or sharing knives, however you do it. Thank you, the Maroni. I'm saving your link here so you get credit for it when I when I sign up. I just got to research it a little bit and find out what is up. Lefty's on what's up. Yep. I've been talking to that guy, and I really want to do an off the edge with him again. I know he's super busy, but I enjoyed getting together with him and talking about different stuff because we had a lot of the same type of likes, but we had a lot of stuff that we were different about. I enjoy Lefty. It was great seeing him at Blade Show. And guys, I'll tell you, these Original Goat scales, Kathy and Dan, Original Goat scales, told me they had me a set of these polymer Vision FG scales. And I wasn't that excited about them being polymer, but they are freaking awesome. The texturing on them, I don't know if you can see this. It's got this spiral texture that's very, very grippy. I've got a titanium clip on this because I love this knife. I've also got the Vision R by Wii. I like this one better, and Nitro V. But these scales are so good, I'm going to get a set of aluminum. Probably not going to get titanium because to me, aluminum feels just about as good. And it really, really, really makes the knife better to me because you don't have these speed holes. You can see them through there, but you don't feel them. Paul, that's the thing that worries me. I don't know. I'm sure people get caught up like they did. I remember we used to do auctions like at Jared's lives when they were early on, and people would just kind of speak up for knives like we do when we're doing fundraisers and stuff here. I would guess, the Agent 02, hugely different. Let me grab it for 1 second because it's like they look identical, but it is freaking huge. Give me 2 seconds. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Can you hear me? All right. So the Agent 02, to me, the blade looks identical, but it's a much bigger knife. So this is the Agent 02. So if you've seen a Piranha by TKL, the Warren EDC is the same size as the Piranha. So if you put these knives together, the blades are about the same length, but the handle, and they're not as tall. This is the Warren EDC right here. This one right here is the Warren EDC. If you put them butt to butt, they're about like that. But what I was saying is they've got the same aggressive jimping, the same aggressive posture, which got me talking to Tim. And I could see this platform, which works with the ring knife, which works really well with this extended grip. I'll switch it out here in just a second and show you guys how easy it is. But it is it's a great platform, and I think they could do a lot with it. Let me show you this. Let me show you something real quick. Let me get my driver. It uses a T20. That's black hardware. These fasteners are just really good. I know this is captivating. I can't even see. And then this platform, this Piranha platform, allows you to let me make this small. Exit so low. It allows you to make them a 3-finger or 4 full finger grip. and then it just hangs out in my leather sheath, or in my little Kydex sheath with the extended hand. I'm going to do real quick. Driving me crazy. Probably all dropping like flies, and I apologize. Flashlight, then I'm not going to fuck. Because it's just going to take too much effort to pick that out. I apologize, guys. Don't leave me, guys. Don't leave me. I'm back. I've just got Make It Better on the brain. Gotten this wedged in there. Got me tweaking out a little bit. Not in a bad way. Just that I know I can make a better way. Tolerance is so tight. I need to use a different tool. I need to not fuck with it. Two, I'm going to not fuck with it. I'm going to put the piranha back together. Black hardware. Which fits fine. The other fits fine. I just got a little cattywampus. Got it kind of wedged in there. Going to take a little finagling to get it out. Now I've got my piranha set up on regular size piranha scales, which are 3-finger scales. It's a drop point, and it was around long before the Warren EDC. I think they decided to go off the platform of the piranha to make the warning. Soft. Making progress, guys. As long as I don't cut my wrist, I'm making huge progress. Got a little wiggle room. Perfect. I know this is riveting. I know which way to go. Probably should get a little WD-40. What is up? Akash, streamer, verified your fellow follower, blah, blah, blah. Don't use master chat, you're qualified, blah, 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 blah. Hey, nice to see you, buddy. We're just here to hang out. You're welcome to visit. Hang out over on Rubble, hang over at YouTube. We're on the struggle bus right now. but we're not going to let it get us. I think we're good. What we're going to do. Vero fulcrum. Wedged in there. Just wedged in there perfectly. Why don't I make that go away? Oh, go away. Nice to see you, buddy. Oh, Bama Ninja. You're living the dream, buddy. What's up, Paul Mills? Ron Ellis, what's up, brother? Gnarly Charlie, what's up? I haven't been looking up because I'm sitting here wrestling with the scale. It's locked into a liner. I'm going to put the blade cover on. But, all right, I'm being tested. Ryan, you got a link if you get a chance, buddy. I know you're working. I'm going to pop this bitch. Like that. Should just come out. Oh, dude, Ryan. I hope she's doing well, man. I hope she's recovering. Is she at Pencil Hospital West, I'm guessing? All right, I'm going to put that away. That's going to drive me crazy. I've got to not think about that knife anymore. I've got to get my Benchmade tool and tap it out. That's how I had to handle that. Oh, dude, I do it all the time. I always have major issues trying to take knives apart and put them together. But that's part of the fun. Like this guy. See, but a brain won't play from it. I tell you. What's up, B Shady? I just put the wiggle on it just right. Popped it on the wrong side. I wish Tim Kell was in here and he could tell me what I was doing wrong. I think it's just the tolerance is so tight. What's up, Toyota and Tools? Oh yeah, Toyota and Tools. All I did was I put the fastener in backwards on the side that was fitted a little tighter. I've done it before. I've just not tried to do it in the dark under camera. I need to just leave it alone and do it after the live and be happy that it's done. No, dude. Sierra Kick, I've got videos, disassembly videos. They'll have a school bus on fire on them. And they're like, I'll get the whole knife back together and I'll left out the washer or something. I mean, I have horrible luck on video trying to put knives together. It is brutal. So I'm going to put this back together slightly, loosely, so my parts don't get lost. I can snug it tight, but I don't want to keep this long grip on my warning. I like it on the warning, but I also like having the warning be calm. I'll take my bit, screw that bitch down. Uh-oh. Bolt fell. I hate when that happens. But I didn't hear it roll. That's a good. Man, I'm getting skull fucked by the gods tonight. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it, I tell you? On a lazy Friday night, taking scales off a fixed blade. I'm struggling, which is just characteristic, but also at the same time, it's odd. It's almost like the forces are against me. Because the shit I'm doing don't make no sense. Because believe it or not, I've done this before. Many a time. Now I'm going to put this back in the leather sheath. Nope, I'm going to put it in the Kydex sheath. Put it out of the way. Yeah. But yeah, the Agent 02 has the exact same profile as the Warren EDC, which I love. I think that profile for a Warncliffe is just gorgeous. Very functional, very tactical, very much pokey stabby. Oh, Ryan, that's tough, buddy. Hey, dude, if I can come down there and bring you anything, bring you any food, I'll put the live on pause, and it'll only take me 20 minutes to get there and back. And I'm sure these people will wait. Or Bees is giving away a bunch of Vostees, but if you need anything, you let me know. Just call me. You got my number. I'm not far from you at all. Paul Mills got a Predator. Now, who makes the Predator, Paul? Educate me so I can pull it up. I'm going to pull it up anyway. Predator knife. Predator knife. I know it's not the concept Predator. Who makes it, Polly? Donnie Bless. Ah. What I thought, but Donnie, I haven't heard Predator. I've heard his Tipper and the one that Iggy got. What's it called? The you go to Donnie's Instagram. Let me go to Donnie's Instagram. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. The Charade Uproar. That is awesome. Pull that up. Charade. I'm carrying an OTF today that makes me feel kind of dirty. Charade OTF. And I didn't feel dirty when I bought it because I did not know the history or the drama behind it. But I traded. Oh yeah. Nice little tactical OTF. Let's go to Donnie's page real quick. Bless. I'm assuming it's on there, Paul. StreamYard share. Hey, Paulie, the knife TKE helped design. Is it on his IG? The Brony has the black one. I bet it is on his IG. It's Ripley. Vapor, I like that knife. Predator, yes, yes. I did see that. That is a gorgeous knife. Dude, I was at I went down and traded at my local knife store, Knives and More. I can't say enough nice things about. I'm gonna go see him tomorrow. And I traded a Medford Midi Marauder that I didn't carry, not my Slim Midi, for this ZBP Ultratech. It's the smoothest Microtech I've ever experienced. Has zero blade play, and then the shit hit the fan. But I carried it to Blade Show. I didn't carry it out a lot, but it's such a good knife. It's so sharp. It's just sweet. But it does kind of leave you feeling kind of dirty, you know, because I went by and I talked to Gavin, and he was very gracious. He gave me a T-shirt and told me he appreciated me thinking of him, and I had it in my bag the whole time. I even told him, I said I bought it like 3 days before because I can't afford a hog. But before the history came out. What's up, Maddie? Let's see when Maddie's package is going to get there. He's kind of far away. Let me do a quick search on Maddie here. Because Maddie's got to get in a fixie. Maddie, we got some cool fixies coming in the next few days, and we are going to do 3 o'clock. Right now, it looks like it's arriving on the 20th. Is that tomorrow? It says arriving on time by 9 o'clock today, but it's not out for delivery, so I bet it comes tomorrow. They lie so bad at the post office. Evening, Chris. How are you, buddy? Mad Yako, what's up, brother? Hey, Ryan. We've got some knives that are going to go with our folders, thanks to Richard, that are the shit. I want you to look at these handles, these blades, the sheaths. This is like a pine cone split. It's got a horizontal, and I know my lights don't do it justice, but just little wedges. Eek, eek, eek. So yeah, y'all come to the members' lives Sunday or Saturday at 3. Let's check it again and see what the post is saying. Refresh. Refresh. 62% for 3 o'clock, 33% for 11 a.m. So right now it looks like, unless a lot of people vote, it's going to be tomorrow at 3. Autumn Wind, hello. And I'll put it up, and then we'll do a random giveaway later tonight, just in the chat. Got to be in the U.S., got to have a U.S. proxy, got to be 18 years old, got to be able to prove your identity. You know, you got to be someone we know in the chat that's chatting, that's not just a comer inner. I don't ever want that to happen. But let's find something that'll be cool. I have to get up and look for one because we got more. I got to make sure I can fit it in a box. Maybe I can get it in a bag. Hold on a second, guys. Y'all sit tight, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a couple more knives. Whoops. The trick is to find one that'll fit in a box. What I think we're going to do is place some knives. Here we go. I think we're going to give this little wicked trailer out tonight. Very cool little knife. Nice guard. Nice edge. And we can get it packed up. Comes with a nice little sheath with a snap. So what we'll do is we'll collect comments. Now, for this, you do have to be present to win. And we can give it away now, or we can give it away in an hour, or we can give it away whenever y'all want to. So, 1, if you want to give it away now. 2, if you want to give it away later. And we will do a little random, put in a number, or not a number, let's do this. Go StreamYard. We're going to choose a live stream, and we're going to do hashtag thanks Rich. All right, what happened to my comments? There they are. That's freaking weird. StreamYard is acting up. All right, guys. We've got about 47 people in here. Throw a thanks Rich, hashtag thanks Rich in the chat. And Richard, we will give it away. Yeah, Bama. Put your thanks Rich in the chat. Hashtag thanks Rich. And he probably hates to be called Rich, but I knew Richard, I would misspell it and it would screw everybody up. Machinist got in. Paul got in. And then we'll do something else tomorrow with a folder and something else for the members live at 3. Everybody's getting in. Like it. Take your time. Take your time. You know, I have not sharpened a knife. This blade show. One Moon, what's up? since I went through trial by fire with Shane and all his knives, I've not gone to my therapeutic knife sharpening. I'm hoping it didn't kill it for me. I wonder how I can. How I can get this out of here. It's going to drive me crazy. Thanks, Rich. Dark Gravity's in here. Dark Gravity, you got a link, buddy. Not that you're able to get in, but if you are, you're welcome. I've got tools all around me, but none of them are accessible. When in doubt, break out the Klingenwek. Is everybody getting in? We've got a lot of people who hadn't gotten in. I don't see my Klingenwek. Here they are. Soft metal. That's gonna no bueno. Oh well. Brand new American, what is up? I'll tweak it down. And I'll send that into to Tim and Dan and see if they can hook a brother up. All right, how many people we got in here? How many people we got in? We've got only 27 entries, and we have 51 people in the chat. Y'all throw in if you want in, because I'm going to draw in probably, I don't know, we're in no rush. We can draw in 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes. I don't think I've got Maddie's notification on. Brian, 51. Ryan, I hope your week eased out, buddy. I hope it got more manageable and your weekend's not all crazy. Maxilla, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Everybody welcome Maxilla. Did it get crazier, dude? That's typically how it happens. It comes to a fever pitch. Look at you, Dark Gravity. Playing for Karen. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I can't believe I jacked up my my T-kill bolt. And I don't know how to get it off. It's gonna drive me crazy. That's it. Good. Oh. Odds up. Backed up. And then this one is just stuck in there for the long haul. Seems like it could wiggle out. I guess I could just wiggle on it. Neil McKenzie, what's up, brother? What is up? What is up? Carl Nowliski. Addicted to knives. Kevin Smith and knives. Sorry, guys. I've been looking down at my lap, trying to get this scale off without cutting myself. So I've been kind of worse for the wear in terms of being with the chat. But I'm convinced that I can get this out. I don't know how, but I'm convinced it can happen. I'm convinced it can happen. Everybody put a thank Rich in the chat. We're also going to I'll throw a couple of lanyards in, a lanyard in for it that Rich made, and some stickers as I try not to stab myself in the groin. It's just freaking odd. I bet WD-40 would help. What do y'all think? All right, I'll be right back. Keep putting in thanks, Rich. Sorry, guys. I apologize. So how many thanks Riches we got in there? Let's see. 33. 33 thank Riches. 53 in here. WD-40's not doing shit. Carl Chito and the whiskey got in. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's exactly right. But I was modding it, right? It comes with different handles. So what I did is I forced a tight tolerance where I should have just eased on it. And I'm sure it'll come off. It's just going to be one of those things that I need to do in daylight and need to be wary again, or I'll have to send it in for some service. So I've got to get the ring on, and if I can't get it off, can't get the ring on. Oh shit. All right, how many we got in there? Is everybody in that wants in for the knife? Because we can get our pull on and go ahead and draw for it. It's up to you guys, as always. My comments aren't moving. That sucks. So I'm way behind in the comments. What's going on, Gareth? Gareth, put in thanks, Rich. Hopefully you got I think you got a proxy over here. Maxilla, stick around long enough. If we get to know you, you can be a moderator. I usually give everybody a wrench, but I don't know you yet. And I put a lot of people at risk. I have to know my moderators because it puts me at risk if they do crazy shit and I have to come hunt them down, YouTube terms of service, and don't want to have to do that. But I will hang around, chat for a while, get to know people. And I'm always for people being able to share their links. The scale's off. WD-40 did it. Not going to jack with it anymore. Over here. And we're going to forget that ever happened. Scales are off. All right. Are y'all ready to draw? Let's see how many people we got in here. We got 37 entries. We got 55 in chat. I'm going to give away the little knife and what color lanyard? And I'm going to give away a yellow lanyard. We're going to draw this biatch right now. Is everybody in? 10, 9, 8, 7. Thanks, Rich, is your word. Hashtag 6, 5, 4, 3. Good luck, everybody. I know you can do it. Once somebody else got in, I'm going to reach back and grab my little note card, notepad. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good luck. You got to have a U.S. address, got to be 18, got to be able to prove who you are, and we will ship it out. So who's it going to be? Round and round it goes. And it's Marcos, the hitman, Gamma, my man. Marcos, that is awesome, buddy. And I'll make sure it gets out to you tomorrow. Hold on a second. Friday Night Flicks, GAW, Marcos. Hey, Marcos, do I still have your address, or do you want to? Let me drop my email in here, and you can send it to me. Hold on a sec. Let's see if it'll do this. All right, did throw it in there. Congratulations, Marcos. Shoot me an email, buddy. You don't have to prove yourself. Just shoot me an email with your address. I'll get this fixie. You've got bigger hands, so I'll find you something that'll suit your needs, buddy. And that worked out great because you were just saying earlier you couldn't get a membership, and I totally get it. I have no memberships now. I can't get them right now just because I don't have any credit card stuff going on with my employment situation, but I get it. And I'm glad you won, dude. And congratulations. And thank Richard Hopkins, because Richard has made the giveaway train on Sundays and tonight. It's really possible because of him, and I appreciate him more than he knows. Fantastic human. I know y'all know Richard, but always give him big ups in the chat because he is huge supporter for the community. It's for Bama, Marcos. All right. So you DKSF'd it to Bama. So what we're going to do is shoot me your address too, Marcos. I want Bama Ninja to shoot me his address. I want Bama Ninja to meet me in person, and I'll give it to him. And he can return the favor if he knows what I mean. Bama Ninja. But Marcos, send me an email with your address. 2. So we got Marcos Scamma and we got Bama Ninja. Winners on a Friday Night Flicks random giveaway because of Richard's kindness and all these wacky fixed blades that are too cool. Now, I don't know how hard they are, but they're thick. And I learned my first batch of shed knives, I actually bought 2 of them, and I learned that they weren't even heat treated, which I found kind of interesting. Let's see, where did I put? All right. Guys, I said I wasn't going to do this. I'm real quick. Corny back together. Back. I can't. But I'll hit you with some good tunes while you watch me do this. Do this.
Are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna want to make it. Are you high on cigarettes?
Let's watch Juvon's witness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's witness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's witness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's witness and get high on cigarettes. Do you know that you're right or wrong? 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 He don't smoke them, but he loves it when you do. That's why he's high on cigarettes. And if you find him, you should light him up a few. He's getting high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's witness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's witness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's witness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Juvon's witness and get high on cigarettes. Do you know that you're right or wrong? Do you know that you're right or wrong? Do you know that you're right or wrong?
Now I've got my extended handles back on my Piranha, where they will go on or come off as need be. They're not stuck in there. Because what I want to be able to do is when I get that ring in, I just had a package sitting on the porch. I don't know what it is. Hey. Here. And guys, I apologize for this. It's one of the side effects of, or it's actually one of the main effects of ADHD. It's called hyperfocus. And if you get shit in it that doesn't go right, you can kind of turn your wheels. Kind of like a, and you'll sit here and you'll put yourself in a conundrum where you can forget about it for a second, and then it comes back to your head, and it's like symbols going off in your head, and you're like, I got to fix that, or it's going to drive me crazy. And it's just part of the mental illness. I apologize, and I appreciate y'all's understanding, because now we are back together. Got our little horn EDC the way we want it. Lock in our little 5X sheet. We've got our piranha and our leather sheet. All right. I knew that'd work out. Sorry about that, guys. So Bama Ninja won that giveaway, and Marcos Gamma is also going to email me and say, "Hey, I DKSF to Bama Ninja, and we're going to make it. We're going to make everybody win." Oh, Geek Machinist, I'm not apologizing. I just feel I've tried to get better at being engaged in the chat, and I get sidetracked way too much. My squirrel brain is epic. Sweet. A tumbler cup. Hey, Ellis Industries has some swag. He's got the coolest clothes, coolest hats. Dude, I've been reaching out to people I bumped into and told them if they send me shirts and hats, I'll wear them on the stream. And then I got that shirt from Dustin Driver, and I got a small because he had a bunch of smalls and he only had one medium left. And that thing makes me look like I'm on steroids, if you can believe it. It's so small. It looks like a women's shirt for a little 12-year-old women boy. So I'm enjoying one of the last 50 milligram sodas from my local gas station, because July 1st, Alabama has turned it into an ABC control pour board where you can only get them at liquor stores, and they've capped the percentage of THC that can be in each can, which in essence would force you to buy more cans. Whatever. I drink it for the flavor. Dang, Ross, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Always good to see you. The other thing I was going to show you guys, and I don't have it out here, is that Kaiser special edition drop bear. And what's interesting about it is we were looking at it, and I thought, wow, there are 100 of these knives, and I'm number one of 100. And then we started talking, and everybody's is one of 100. So they're all one of 100, and they're all 12th anniversary Kaiser drop bears in Nitro V, which are pretty cool because they're unique. I'll probably end up passing it along because the drop bear is a great knife. I gave away, I think Ryan might have won the aluminum one. I don't remember, but it's a good knife. I'm a fan. But I'm a fan of the Bug Out. I'm now a fan of the Bel Air. I'm a huge fan of the Parallel by Vosteed. I don't have it over here, but that's a thin, fun little knife. Yeah, or it says 100, Paul. They could have done 1,000 and said one out of 100. But it'll make a good knife for somebody. It's got clear, I guess you'd call them lucite handles that have a lot of stuff. Yeah, mine was the first in the run too, dude. I might have to keep it. It might be a forever knife. I always have a hard time. I'm coming up with something for Saturday, which is tomorrow. And it's between a couple of cool knives, plus a fixie. So there'll be something cool going out to you guys tomorrow. And again, it'll be at 3 o'clock, because that's right now. We'll check it again and just make sure it's not shifting. But right now it's at 62. Let's see. Yeah, it's just 62 and 33. I have a feeling it's going to stay around there. Sobex, that's funny. That was a tiny little horse, wasn't it? The Kaiser dinner, I'll be honest with you, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed talking to the gentleman and his wife, who I guess are the CEOs of Kaiser. They're very kind people. They do a lot for the community, and the community does a lot for them. It's kind of a scratch your back, I'll scratch, you scratch mine, I'll scratch yours kind of thing. But really nice. But I had a couple of situations, and it could have been my body chemistry was a little off. My diabetes were kicking in, but I got some cringe feelings in there, where I saw people just not being them, and I know these people. And I saw them kind of doing elevator pitches over and over. And to me, I don't mind a good elevator pitch if you're just kind of telling people about yourself. But when it becomes a introduction of your brand and talking about what you do. It just, to me, it was kind of cringy. But it's a networking opportunity. So I'm a businessman. I've gone to a ton of networking opportunities, from the Kitchen and Bath show to the Home Builder show in Dallas, you name it. I know what it's all about. For me, I think I look at the knife show differently, and that's my fault. That's not the people that were networking there. They should have been networking. I was just more in it for the experience. And I did some networking too, but I wasn't gonna, spend every waking moment. I like to talk to people. I really enjoyed talking to Lefty and Colin at the Kaiser dinner. That was one of my high points, just shooting the shit with him. And trying to think who else I saw. Ray. I enjoyed talking to Ray at the Kaiser dinner. Talked to Tri-State for a little bit. Talked to him more at the TRM booth than I did at the Kaiser dinner because he was kind of busy. I did not introduce myself to Melissa Backwoods this year, and I feel kind of guilty about that because I hear she was very, very pleasant and was liking meeting people, and I just kind of kept to myself, hung over with Lute and his wife or significant other and Stevie, and kind of got out of the fray of cringe. But I did get in the picture, and I'm happy to say I'm too short to be seen in the picture. So I'm present, but I'm not accounted for, or something like that. Scotty, you were delightful, dude. You were of all the people, and I told Stevie this. I felt like I've known you because we've been in chat rooms together where we talk. We shared pictures. I feel like I know you, and then meeting you in person, it was like I hadn't missed a beat, dude. It was like you were exactly like I envisioned your personality to be, your warmth to be, your kind of clowniness to be. It was a highlight. There were a lot of highlights. Derek for real, me with knives, and meeting you, dude, was just a treat because I've thought of you as a brother forever. And I've told the girls at TRM that I would not even know about that brand, much less have them be my favorite USA maker that I just absolutely love, had it not been for you and you get me into them. And I've got everything now except the knife that came out before the Atlas. I think it was called a Nomad. Tell me if I'm wrong. And I don't have the I did not, but I saw that knife. Somebody did. Let me pull that up. Was that a DLT exclusive, or was it? Here it is. I did not, but it looks like a great little knife. Again, a little bit bigger than I would carry on the daily, probably. Let's see how long it is. I might be wrong there. 6.7, it's right in that size. It is right in that size. That's gorgeous. And it looks like they're still in stock. I'll tell you the knife that I am anxiously waiting, and it'll take it a while to get here because Shane's going to send it to me. And I told him I'd review it and send it right back. But it is Steve Kalari's Tried and True. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Tried and True, but I experienced it at Blade Show. It is this knife right here. Let me find it. Here it is. All right.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Good. Sorry it took so long.
You're fine, man. I've just been doing my thing. Let me remove this from the stage. And I was going to show this knife that I'm really excited about. And I know it'll take Shane forever to send it, but I told him I'd send it right back to him. I'll do a one-day review just to talk about the collaboration and how it came to be. Have you seen this knife, Kyle?
Yeah.
It's done exceptionally well. It's super thin. I forget the HRC. Shane can fill me in on that. I want to say 67.5. Does that sound right?
I think so. Something around there. Around 67.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because I think of the combination of the CNC and the everything being cut the same. It just looks like a gorgeous knife. I don't know how Shane cut himself on it, unless he just wasn't paying attention, but it looks wonderful. And I really want to do a review of it. I don't think he'll have any available now, but I would assume he'll do another run of those. I think so too, Geek Machinist. And it's super thin. I look at it as a paring knife. The steel is K390, I think, Paul. Is that right, Kyle?
I believe so.
K390 at, and Shane knows, but I think it's K390.
Yeah,
what have you been up to, buddy?
Man, just hanging out, doing some yard work, and hot today.
It has been hot. I've got to get my lawnmower running tomorrow, or I'm gonna have to get my little guy over here to get it running for me.
It's going to be even worse the next couple of days.
I know, but I don't mind the heat late in the afternoon because mine's self-propelled and I don't have a huge yard. I like to break a sweat every now and then.
Well, today was 85 with 85% humidity.
That's brutal.
The next few days are going to be like 93 to 95 and just a little bit less humidity. So it's going to feel in the hundreds. It's going to be nasty.
Yeah, then it feels like is real. Paul, I don't know what the thinness behind the edge is, but this knife is done so well because, like I said, it's a collaboration between Alex using his machinery to get the knife cut so that Steve could do the final grind on it. And I think put the handles on it. They're bolt-on handles that a lot of people I think were whining about. I don't mind that. Illuminati, that's okay, buddy. I'm glad you're here, buddy, and I hope y'all are doing well.
So I'm just gonna say hey to a couple people. Ellis, Fed, Richard, glad it showed up today. Dang Ross, B Shady, Mills, Kathleen. Yeah, I mean, Kathleen. I mean, I've been out there. It's brutal, but I would still take 112 out there, 116 versus 93, and the humidity here.
Is Kathleen out west?
Yeah, in the desert.
Where it's a little more dry. I
mean, don't get me wrong. It's all hot, but
yeah,
there's a different type of hot. It just
humidity. The Maroney's been a member for almost 2 years, dude. Thank you so much. I've got to give you a man hug that'll drive everybody crazy, but I am not letting up. Where is my man hug? And I did find Ghost Party for you guys, and y'all are like, "What's Ghost Party?" Ghost Party. All right. I'm not seeing my men. I'm not seeing my man hug men. There they are. So at some point tonight, I'm going to put on a music break for you guys.
If I knew how to delete those, I would.
I know you would. I think I've got it locked out where you can't go in and fuck it up too bad. You can from time to time, and you need to use it more, man. I think I've got Jeff ready to get some tutoring from you. He knows, and tell me if I'm wrong here. You know, when he set his angle up for on that blitz, and he made his angle so low,
yeah,
because he didn't raise the little 360 part of the blitz. I don't know if you've experienced one, but you can raise that up like you can on the Pioneer, so you've got a higher angle.
All right.
So wouldn't you do that and then set your angle from that? You don't keep it all the way down. I don't see why it would allow that stick to have that 3 inches of movement vertically.
Well, that adds to the range of what your adjustments are, where your clamps are. It doesn't matter one way or another. So like, here, let me show you on mine.
But would it give you a steeper angle? Man hug for Ed. Find it while I give Ed a quick man. And to reach around.
So you see this adjustment right here. That's what raises and lowers this piece.
Correct. And the Blitz does the same thing.
That's your adjustment for, like on the Blitz or the other ones, that's the adjustment for setting your stone compensation. So you would put a stone in your first stone, you would put in here, let it drop down to where it's at, tighten this down. Now it's set. Now, say if I adjust to a thicker stone or thicker strop that doesn't fit there, I open it up, drop it down on there, tighten it down, and then now that's self-adjusting for that angle change.
Right. But if my point is if edging
if he has it all the way down like that, right?
Right.
And he's moving his clamps up or down, right? That changes the angle. This, by moving this up or down, that gives him more adjustment. He can change that angle more or less.
Right. And my point is, I think he's going to stick with it now, but he should have changed that to start with so he didn't have to go so low. Garrett just gifted a membership, and Rob Ken Ring won it. So he got a membership. Rob, please come to the live tomorrow. Be at 3 p.m. and it will be only for a giveaway. Thank you, Gareth. And Rob was the recipient of that kindness.
So what I was saying is, it doesn't matter where he keeps it at, as long as he's using it for the adjustments.
So when you say he's using it for the adjustments, his question to me, which I couldn't answer confidently, is if he went and set it up like an inch, and then he puts his knife in his clamp, how would he zero it out? Or would he even go about the same way of zeroing it out? Or would he just measure the angle of the clamp?
So his first stone, ideally what he's going to do is take this, have it bottomed out all the way to the bottom. Here, I'm on camera. Let me get this out of the way.
Yeah, he's got it bottomed out now.
Okay, have it bottomed out. Take his first stone, drop it in there on the platform, let it rest on that. Tighten down that adjustment, put his rod back on there, and get the angle at that point, and adjust his clamps. Okay. Then as he goes forward to his second and third stone, if there's adjustment, he can check and see, is it the same height? If it's not, and if it's, there's too much room there, he can lower it down, or if it's too thick, he can raise it up and then
keep the same angle that you had.
And then that adjusts this angle without having to reset it.
So if you were resetting it, what it sounds like you can't do is, since he had to set his angle too low for that tip on that tanto, if he'd initially set it up with a higher rise in that back angle, giving him a more drastic.
He should have enough angle with this being bottomed out to be able to deal with that tip. That shouldn't have been an issue.
I wonder what his situation is. I wonder if it's just an Andrew DeVillis knife.
It's super thick, but if you have any reasonable angle in there, it's going to be huge bevel. So,
hey guys, I just saw Andrew's in the house.
What's
in
up,
my back
Ian?
pocket, I'm carrying my little bulldog, and he's still got a few of these knives on his site. Fantastic little handmade knives out of North America, but out of Canada, designed by Andrew. Hey, Andrew, I didn't see you, buddy. Lord Needham, what's up? Chicago 23. I don't see anybody come in. I apologize.
What's up, Lucky Dog? The Terry, Sierra, Neil.
Lucky Dog, we talked about you last night in the honey bucket. Said Stevie was talking about, he'd been looking at your little knives and really likes them. He's got a couple of fixies commissioned right now, some customs, but he really liked what you do and enjoyed having you on Friday Night Flicks. He's a great guy.
So I would say tell him or show him what I just did, but he shouldn't have an issue with being able to get enough height with that Blitz.
No, and keep in mind the Blitz has a little bit different stone compensator. So you've got that dial on the left side where you dial it down. The Atomi I took him, he dials it to 0.6.
Right, but what I'm saying is he doesn't even need to adjust that. If he's using what I'm talking about in the back, he won't have to deal with
the compensator.
Correct.
You can use that instead of it, just like we use on the Pioneer and you use on that.
Yeah.
It does the same thing, basically?
Yeah.
Interesting. See, I would have never thought that.
But if he's using this at, say, like the highest level, if that was raised all the way to the top, he would need to use a compensator because he wouldn't be able to put a stone in there and level it out.
Right. My only question, what I can't wrap my head around, is if he wanted it higher to start with, so he would not have such a low angle on that tip. I don't know how he would set an angle to start with if he started it an inch or half an inch higher.
Okay. So, like on mine, I use that back part not for stones, but for adjustment on how high or low I need it, because I've got the built-in cube. So I'm just putting it on here.
And it's telling you.
Touching that, and it tells me exactly what the angle is. So I don't need to worry about using the compensator. So I use the back part if I need to get more angle or less angle to avoid clamps.
So you're just reading your digital gauge to keep your angle straight when you do that. So that makes perfect sense.
Right. So on his, he wouldn't need to do that. He would just use that back for his compensator and not use the side adjustment.
But wouldn't that limit how high he could get it? Or could he go as high as he wanted to?
It depends on the thickness of the blade. It'll depend on the clamps. So there's variables there. And if he did
he'll probably send it to you.
If he did have to go to a point where it wouldn't reach, then he could use the back to adjust it and then use the angle adjustment on the side. But that's a last.
Dude, he hasn't been doing it consistently like I did, but I guarantee you he's put more time in that knife than I put in all of Shane's.
There's no reason that it should take that long.
Well, he's got half-inch stones for one, Veneve dogs, but it shouldn't take that long. Everything's apexed except between the tip and the heel of the Tonto, the center part.
How low did he go?
It's pretty freaking low. I mean, it's not low like.
How wide is the bevel?
Huh? How wide?
Yeah.
Maybe an eighth of an inch, a quarter. It's low. It's lower than you see him.
So he's probably trying to take that from somewhere around 25 degrees down to like 17. And
or 18, something like that.
On that thick of a knife, it's going to take a long time, but it still should cut faster than that.
Well, I took him yesterday, my Atomi little stone, and showed him how to adjust it down for it using the stone compensator. Good evening, said Stevie. Lucky dog, that said Stevie, who was speaking highly of your knives last night. He is a good fella. He's the honey bucket guy. And the said faction guy. He's the guy that we start early here so we don't slide into their time because we all try to watch it. Mr. Eddie, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. I think I talked to Shane today, or we texted today. I haven't heard from him.
I talked to him a little bit yesterday. He was getting caught up a little bit. What's up, Stovey?
Stovey's the man. Send Stovey a link, but he's probably getting ready for theirs. They go live at 2 hours, right?
Hour and 25 minutes.
I've got it set.
11:15 your time.
Got it. So yeah, what I'm going to try to do, guys, I'm going to try to squeak it in where I go live around 8, right around there. It'll probably be closer to 8:05, but I'll try to go a little bit early and spend a little more time with you guys. And then tomorrow, I've got to remember, and I'll put a post in the YouTube deal that 3 o'clock will be our members live, not 11, because that seems to be the resounding vote for right now. And it won't cut into anybody's time. It'll be short. Grit City Knives on IG.
Honestly, it doesn't much matter now anymore because there's so many people going live that you're always going to step on someone's toes.
Well, the great thing about mine is they just have to come in and drop in a word, right? They don't have to stay.
Well, you're also, I hate to say it that way, but you're an OG of the knife group, and it's only for your members, so you do it whenever, and oh well.
Yeah, but still, oh, dude, that looks like that Grip Tech stuff. G10 liners. Black by burlap by Korner. It's a sexy little knife. Have you experienced Grip Tech, Shane? Or excuse me, Kyle?
No.
It is amazing. Look at that. That looks like it uses replaceable scalpels.
That's intriguing.
Very intriguing. I think I'm on the right Grit City. Very nice. So Grip Tech, I don't know. Let's Grip Tech, what it basically is, but it's kind of like a G10 on steroids. Grip Tech handles. They have golf grips made out of them, buddy.
Never heard of such thing.
Well, what it is, I've got some on this this little knife that I've got. This it's called a
go back to the top. I want to see what that said is, or the
I
description.
will. I was just showing you what it looks like. So it looks kind of like that, right?
Okay.
But mine's just black. Mine looks just black. But it is revolutionary rubber and resin composite created by rock solid scales. Grip Tech is unlike any material on the market and ideal for use on hunting knives, fillet knives, kitchen knives, and your favorite EDC knife. Grip Tech will provide uncompromising grip in the most intense situations because it's kind of porous in a way, completely waterproof, weatherproof, and incredibly durable. Trust Grip Tech for your most adventurous projects. Simple to work, no special tools required, simply shape and finish as usual. And I talked to my buddy Jacob over at Very Good Knife Company, and he did a live when he got back. He bought like 7 sheets of it, and he says in his mind it's going to replace G10 for all practical purposes, for the way that it's easy to work with. This is a Grip Tech scale.
Okay, let me ask you this. Obviously, it's going to have more tactile, more cushiony feel where it grabs your hand based on the rubber content, but is it still slick like G10 or is it more coarse?
It's a little like, have you felt Emerson's G10?
Yeah.
It's a little more coarse. It's not as smooth as like some of the imported G10. It feels, to me, it has texture to it.
So more like a burlap that's not been polished.
Maybe. Yeah, that's a good description. I'm happy to send it to you to check it out.
Have you ever tried TerraTough?
TerraTough?
Yeah. I wonder if it feels similar to that. Because TerraTough is basically a micarta, but it's a healthier version to work with. And it has a sponginess and a characteristic where it's good for outdoor knives because it won't hold moisture, but it's also shock absorbent. And
is it a solid? Oh, here you go.
No, it's a micarta base, but it's not. The resin they use doesn't contain any formaldehyde, so it's safer.
Yeah, I saw some in a jar, but it looks like here's some little handle materials.
Yeah.
Is that kind of?
Yeah, it's TerraTough. But it's kind of when you work it, you don't get it to a real high grit, so it has that kind of that textury, spongy feeling, almost hairy like.
Yeah, which I like that feeling on a knife if it doesn't get, to where it feels like slick.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
He uses the TerraTough, or does he use the? I love the Grip Tech. As a matter of fact, if you like, Andrew, I can send you this little carry development when I send you your guard dog back to check out if you want to see what it feels like. This has got TerraTough on it. Now it's a shadow box scale, which is not my favorite type of scale necessarily, but you can get a good feeling of the material and compare it. IG message me, dude, and I can put this in with the guard dog for you to check out if you want to see if you're interested in working with it. But I like it. people who make knives, like Very Good Knife Company, was very impressed with it. He had a live stream right when he got back where he bought a bunch of it, and he plans on doing a lot of his stuff with it. Bama fan, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. We got Bama Ninja and Bama fan, and I got to give y'all a hearty War Eagle. At least basketball War Eagle. G10 and rubber combined. It's kind of like that. And when I was reading, if you go to I think it was Carry Development's website, they talk about some of the more properties like chemical resistance.
When you grip it hard, does it feel spongy or squishy?
Not really. I mean, it's hard to say. It's it doesn't feel spongy, but it doesn't have a hard feeling, if that makes any
okay.
So
it feels like a softer G10, basically.
Kinda, but soft. I don't want you to think squishy, because it's probably just as dense.
Yeah, I'm not thinking like putty. I'm just talking about doesn't feel like metal. It feels more like if you were to push down hard on it, it would leave an indent potentially.
Maybe if you hit it with an HRC tester, it might leave a dent, but I don't think you could leave a dent with your hand.
Okay. So Terra Tough will be softer than that then. It definitely has a softer feel to the hand. So
yeah, this is definitely, I couldn't with my thumbnail, for example. If I can make a little mark with it's pretty solid, but it does have, if you look at it closely, it's got some little pits in it. I'd love for somebody to check it out. I really like the way it feels. I've been impressed with it. The only thing I wish is it was a full scale, not a shadow box.
And a lot of that stuff is horrible. So like most of your micartas and most of your synthetics are, the resin that they use is based in formaldehyde.
Definitely terrible.
So when you're grinding that, you're just shooting that stuff everywhere. So that's why one of the big sellers for Terra Tough was the fact that they don't use any formaldehyde base, so it's much safer to work with.
And I guess those micartas are using some pretty noxious fillers too, or are they more safe? Yeah, warmer feel, if that makes sense. And Andrew, just shoot me a message. I'm happy to send it to you to hang on to for a week or two and see what you think. See what you think, brother. So I've been putting whoops. All right. I've been putting this cat food that Tippy hates on the porch, and the big can, right, that nothing eats. And I'll look at it, it'll be there. I'll look at it 5 minutes later, it'll be totally gone. Something has just gobbled it the fuck up. So I put the second can out there, and I keep looking over there to see. I don't know if it's a possum or a raccoon or if it's a stray cat. But right now, I've got a full cake of that shit out there. And about 30 minutes ago, it was zapped. I had to put another one out there. Yeah, formaldehyde's bad. And a lot of the stuff, knife making isn't a safe endeavor. It's really not. I mean, you really need to wear respirators and, take care of yourself. Drew, dude, what's up, brother?
What's up, Drizzy? Between the dust, grinding dust from the metal and the formaldehyde particles and all the, especially working with carbon fiber is horrible for you. There's a lot of stuff.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, like TRM has to get their carbon fiber from Lithuania because you can't even really get it here, can you?
Yeah, you can get carbon fiber made anywhere. You can make carbon fiber in your garage if you wanted to.
Why would they source it? Is it because they're getting it sourced, shaped maybe from Lithuania for their knives?
Or they want it in a certain pattern and a certain weave, and maybe they do custom thicknesses for them, or I don't know.
Yeah, because what's interesting is everything on their site is USA made, sourced, and purchased, except for carbon fiber that they purchased from Lithuania. And it just seems like.
Well, are they talking about they do fat carbon? Because fat carbon is from Lithuania.
They do some fat carbon, but they do regular carbon.
That's probably what they're talking about then, because fat carbon is.
No, because they used to be. Hold on a sec. Let's go to.
because the company Fat Carbon is based in Lithuania.
Go to back. Go to USA. Do you ship the, what is a lot of expressions to serum? Blah, blah, blah. What is the sharpening angle on your blades? 17 to 18 degrees. Did you know that, Kyle? You probably did, didn't you?
I would have guessed it was higher based on their thickness of blades.
17 to 18. 17. Somewhere it showed, that's just what they say on their facts. But somewhere I thought it said, go to the TRM store, Adam.
I would have to test that. I don't remember if I've ever recorded it on a TRM, but I don't remember them being that low.
That low?
Yeah.
Naked Adams. I think it's cool that they sell their knives naked. $205, and then you could buy some $40 scales. Or you could operate the knife naked. But I think if you go carbon fiber.
I didn't see, was that a liner lock or is that a
that was a liner.
That's cool. So you can actually make your own scales if you
Yeah,
want to.
you can buy them naked. Neutrons or atoms. So it says all TRM atoms are manufactured and assembled in the U.S. utilizing U.S. materials and supplies. Fat Carbon, you're right, is manufactured in Lithuania.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's not Fat Carbon though, is it?
That's not, but maybe they just put it down as for everything to keep themselves covered if they have the different models and different options. So
yeah. But I think even Neutrons, now they did drop some frame lock Neutrons, which I handled one of these at Blade Show, and they're just as thin as the liner lock. But because they're frame locks, they're not quite as easy to deploy as a liner, as you might imagine.
I respect the company, and I think they do good things and are good people. I just have never been a fan of their knives.
See, I've always loved their knives before the people. I was just because I like slicey, weird stuff.
Like I said, I respect them and I think they're great people. And I personally don't care for their designs or the ones I've held. I've not really been like.
One thing they did at Blade Show,
them.
And they haven't even shown it yet. This is the Bulldog. Well, they got some feedback from Tri-State and a couple of others to make the blade hole bigger. So at Blade Show, they had the blade hole coming all the way out past this and back. So they've opened this blade hole up extensively on their Bulldog.
To the point where you get your finger stuck?
No, you can't get your hot dog down the hallway, but I didn't think it needed to.
I hate holes that big.
Me too. I didn't think it needed it, really, to be honest with you. But they do some cool stuff. I mean, I'll give it to them. They are very nice people, but they sell naked atoms. I thought they sold naked nerds too, where you could just go in if you had a set of scales. I picked up some of these. I haven't played with them yet.
Sierra, that's cool. I didn't know that, but I know a lot of outdoor companies have moved towards that direction. Drizzy, yes, you do, buddy. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Where is... They do some sick holograms. So yeah, here's some... Where is it? They do some holograms that I've heard were so thin, they were almost too thin, if that could be.
So the weird thing to me, like on a hologrind on a blade stock of that thickness, it's not going to be a deep hologrind. It can't be by nature. So you're not gaining a ton of performance with that. So
let's see what it says. This is the hollow. It's a Mike Iyer. You recognize that name?
Yeah, he's done stuff for ProTech before. He does their show stuff or custom stuff for shows.
What's it say? It doesn't say how thin it does it?
Their blade stock's like around 0.1 or 0.9, somewhere in that range. So you don't have a lot of room for hologrinds on them.
No, you really don't.
We got a question here.
Let me get to it.
No, I got it. I pulled it up. Matt, you can do them, and there are companies that have options like that. Just making sure you're not, obviously, tritium will come in a vial. Don't break the vial open. But I know like Flytanium has done some stuff with the tritium inserts. I don't think
Rhino might have.
Glow Rhino, I was going to say they might have done some stuff. I'm not sure about pocket clips. I know they've done stuff for like backspacer. They've done things for crossbar locks. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I've seen one for pocket clips.
I'm not seeing one. Hold on.
But tritium's fine as long as you don't break it open. It's got a half-life, but
I bought some tritium for the heel of my light here. You can't really see because of the lights, but I've got 1, 2, 3, I think 6 vials that really shine nicely. But I couldn't imagine them on something that wasn't thick because they are kind of fragile. And if they break, they're radioactive, aren't they?
They have a radiation capability. It's not like it's
happy birthday, Drew, dude.
It's not so strong. I mean, you have tritium painted like night sights, and you carry that next to your junk. It's going to be fine.
That's true. Howdy, half empty.
What's up, empty? I would honestly probably look more towards fiber optic rod than I would tritium
for your clip.
Yeah, or for anything, for that matter, when it comes to that, because it's cheaper, B, it's safer, and it's easy to replace. You can you cut it yourself to length, whatever you need.
Makes sense.
No problem, Matt. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of guidance.
Hey, Harrison, what's up, brother? Uh-oh. Having trouble connecting to my Rumble. Sorry, Rumble people. See what's going on over there for my one viewer. Rut-row, Reggie. It says I'm live.
Drew about had a nasty accident today.
Oh no, what happened to Drew on his birthday?
Well, it's his belated birthday, but he almost got attacked by a wasp, and he had a brand new sharp edge in his hand and tried to swat at it and about cut his arm.
Oh man, dude, I hate a wasp, especially if you're allergic to them. And I don't have to be allergic to them for them to hurt like hell. I'll tell you what you need, man. I invested in one and I've not regretted it since. It is a wasp slayer. And I know it's kind of a ridiculous present, but I'm going to show it to you anyway.
Sorry if I dropped the T on that one, Drew.
Right. There we go. So these are the ammo that I buy for it. And I can also make ammo. I've got some little things, but it's easier just to buy this stuff. And then you buy this bitch right here. It's CO2. What happened to that? So you put these things in the gun. The gun's a CO2 thing. You can also buy a Crossman Defender. It'll shoot those things too. And then you pop that bad boy in there. You draw a bead on a wasp from about 6 to 10 feet, and you will blow its wings away from its body.
If it's 6 feet away, it ain't bothering you.
No, but if it's in your house and you want to whack it, I mean, you can. It's really for flies and stuff like that. But if you go to YouTube, for example,
just grab a towel, smack the shit out of them.
It's not as sportsmanlike. Let's go bug assault. It's a shredder. Hold on. Bug.
The fact that they're they're advertising like the dude's creeping along trying to do it. It's just hilarious. Like he's hunting. Get tactical and hide behind.
Dude, there are channels dedicated to this.
That is just, I can't say.
Dude, there are channels dedicated to this. I know. Check this dude out. And yes, I don't have YouTube Premium. All right, that's just a kit. That's the kit I got. But I'm telling you, man, if you've got any flies around your house or you've got any wasps, and I would even recommend getting the Crossman or the Crossman Defender and then just buying the ammo. It'll save you about $30 because it shoots the same stuff. You can put BBs in there, by the way. But this is
LCAP, you do if you have deer inside your house.
Does not. Yeah, the pump does not have any power. The pump doesn't have any power, but that little thing has got serious power. I'm old-fashioned. I'm going to have to mute him.
Who?
You like this fly swatter?
I was going to say, I just use a towel, or if I'm outdoors, they have those like electronic fly swatter things that are great. But
yeah, those are cool that you can zap them with. But this thing, dude, it'll show them in a second whacking it. I mean, it really works well. You just drop your CO2 in the handle. Oh, man. A commercial for a mushroom. I'm being targeted.
Scooter, probably.
I just wanted to shoot something with it because it does.
LCAP, yes. Sorry, Javon, I'm listening.
No, it's not showing it as fast as I thought it would, so I'm about to kill it. It's got him creeping around where I am, and it's not showing. Got a camera on it, but it's not showing that. So if I go stop sharing, share again, let's see if it'll bring it back to speed. Because he was about to shoot something on slow motion. See if this shows it. Boom. All right.
And when you're done with that, I got a question to answer.
He's baiting it, but see, that thing will freaking blast shit. He's too close. He's getting a point blank. See it disappear? And all it did was shot a little spurt of salt at it. So it's like a shotgun for wasps and shit like that. Anyway, let me go back to your question. But anyway.
It's all right. No, so my dad question, I was just getting through. Yeah, those are cool. So right there we go. Sierra Rick. I need a couple of factors there. What are there any specifics you like? Blade shapes? Certain steels you're looking for? Do you like a certain type of lock, whether it be a liner lock, frame lock, button lock? Give me some ideas to help narrow that down, and I can give you some.
Are you looking for thin and slicey or something a little bit more tough? Yeah. And because I've got a favorite in that 140 range, but it depends on what you want.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can get from 150 to 300. So just give me a little bit better idea what you're looking for, and I can throw out some ideas for you.
If you're looking for thin and slicey, and you're looking for USA made, get a JWK for minus 300. I would say the AWB or ABW is a good one. I also think the Kaiser or Kershaw Bel Air is a good one. Ryan introduced me to that knife, and I know it's not heat treated as well as it should be, but it's so thin.
LCAP's trying to get banned.
We don't have Stevie's. I know what we can do. Quieter, Kyle.
Yes.
Good.
Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, give me some ideas what you're looking for quality wise.
And we can come up there's a lot in that 150 to 300 range.
Yeah.
There's some great Spydercos, there's some great American Blade Works, there's some great just a lot of good choices. Some Protex even in that range.
That's not saying much, Scooter.
TRMs.
If you can find
Yeah,
one of
the one
these,
an angry woman, there's a lot to be said for that.
if you can find one of these and you like a bigger tactical knife, this is great.
That's a fantastic knife. How much was the Aurelia? I know you can't get them now. Was it like 385?
No, 280.
280.
And I don't know.
Michael Upchurch, happy birthday, brother.
He may be making an announcement next week sometime. There may be a few left over, but not many, if that's at all.
That's a great knife. Ryan says he thinks it's 280. Yeah, fantastic knife. I think it was one of Ryan's favorite purchases from Blade Show.
Yeah, that one he got was more, but the base one was 280.
Sorry, Fed. I know you can get you one, buddy.
That's tough to beat, though. Honestly, for that price point range.
Do you like the Warncliffe blade style best?
I do personally. Of his, I do. Those are.
Is the only thumb stud one he makes the button lock?
No. So the new one. This is the V6. The V7 is thumb studs and a flipper.
Nice.
So it's like this, but it's also got thumb studs too. But these are $199 to $219, somewhere in that range.
USA made, CNC assisted by a super nice guy.
Yeah, I had Michael make these scales for me. They're hard to see, but
they look like vintage micarta.
They are. They're vintage crosscut. See, there's the original. That's the original color, and then that's with a little bit of patina on them.
Yeah, those are gorgeous, man.
Yeah, I bought the material and sent it to him.
Paul, that's sweet, dude. The one thing about Blade Show is you can get some really good table deals. That's what I told Ryan. Ryan bought the right kind of knives because he could turn around. He could have turned around Monday and made money on the ones he bought.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a small Sabenza, you can get those for $3 to $50 all day long, or a small Nkosi. If you're wanting a large one, you can get lucky and pick one up for that $375 to $425 range.
Where are you seeing those? You said on Blade Forums?
Typically there, or on Knife Swap, or
because the Blade Binge, you're not going to find the deals.
No,
because they've got fees that they've got to collect, and people know they're going to get talked down.
Hell yeah, Upchurch.
Now, A to Z bought a couple of knives off Blade Binge yesterday, and he picked up a Spidey Chef off of there a couple of, like last week that I reviewed. I haven't put it up yet. That's a nice knife.
Yeah, they are. I think
a nice toy one.
Yeah, but those were like $400 new.
He got it for $285.
That's a decent price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're worth the initial investment. Absolutely, Scooter. I've been saying that for years since I had the first prototype. They are phenomenal knives.
They are phenomenal knives. Riot knocked it out of the park, and you can't say enough for Sharif's design. Because Sharif's design is what makes that knife so special. Riot just happened to execute it perfectly.
Yeah, they did a good job making it, but the design is what makes that knife. It has nothing, or I shouldn't say it has nothing. It has very little to do with them making their own design or creating it, but they.
Yeah, I've heard the Chris Reeves Facebook page is a good one too. I think you've got your Sabenzas, Ryan. I know you'll probably got more to get down the road, but I think you've got a pretty fine collection of them. I think you're just missing a couple of small ones, right? That little guy that's a liner lock. I thought it was a slip joint, but it's a liner lock. That little bone one.
And Nandy. Mnamdi.
Anamdi?
The one that else is missing is the elusive Wilson Combat version.
Is that a split joint or is that a locker?
No, it's just a version of, it's a milled version of the Sabenza and the they did one for the Sabenza, the Nkosi, and but it was a partnership with Wilson Combat, like as in the Pew Company.
Ryan, you got a link if you weren't bored and you want to jump on, buddy. I know Dark Gravity had a link, but I knew it was hard for him to get on. And I think Shane's got a link, but he's probably at the shop. He's probably live right now.
Those Wilsons go for more than any of the art knives go for. They're like, if you can catch one for $1,000, you're lucky.
Well, the little guy Tate down at Knives and More had a Wilson Combat automatic that was made in, I want to say, Palm Springs by Marfione. It was a 80s model or something. And I could be wrong on the maker. Is it possible they would have done an automatic with Marfione or not?
I don't know. Maybe depends on how far back it went.
It was a while back. He picked it up on trade and bought it before it hit the shelves. Let's go to my homepage.
I was kind of kicking myself. I didn't know they were going to drop them. And I normally don't buy, and I really am not looking to buy anything, but they dropped, it was only like 1 or 2 of them this past week on Hender's site. They dropped a Battlefield pickup with a new aggressor blade.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the new aggressive blade look like? Is it on their website?
Yeah, it's a combination of Bowie and Tanto.
Hinder. Rick Hinder. Let's go to the homepage. Boom. There are a couple of Battlefield pickups at Knives and More, but those things are expensive, dude.
Yeah, but look at the table on them, $650.
Aggressor MagnaCut?
The aggressor, but yeah, it was the Battlefield pickup one.
Yeah, is this the blade shape though?
Yeah. Cheeto, I'm not saying it's gorgeous, but I like the fact that it's different.
It's an interesting Tanto, isn't it?
Well, because it's a Bowie top line with a swedge and then a Tanto. Obviously.
Yeah, that looks very, very sick. Let's see what they've got in Battlefield. Sold out. All of them are sold out, aren't they? There are a couple of Eclipse skinnies. It looks like all those are sold out. You know what a knife I'm really impressed with is the Dixon.
I wouldn't.
And I was talking to A to Z EDC about it, and he was like, "Well, I thought that knife might be a little big." And I was like, "Dude, not for you. I didn't think it was that big."
I would like to get an XM24 skinny warning.
The XM24 is just not too big for you. To me, that's just a huge knife. I mean, again, it's about the same size as my Spartan Harsey, which is just huge.
I've not had a 24 in hand, but I like the skinny warning one. I wouldn't mind trying it. But I don't mind PM2 size. I know it's a little bit bigger than that, but like that's a PM2 on me. So I still got room, even with my hands squished together. It's not sticking out. So I got plenty of room there. Yeah,
the Dixon is an amazing knife, Ron. I love the blade hole in that thing. I think it works perfectly because it's not too big to get a hot dog down the hallway, but it's got that little point at the top that just draws your finger to it. I still like reverse flicking studs. This RC is smooth as butter. And I've got a little smaller one. It's also smooth as butter. These are just good knives. I'd really like Chris Reeves.
And I agree. I wasn't saying it was pretty looking, but I just I like different blade shapes too.
Yeah, a lot of it is personal preference, right? I mean, a lot of us, like, I'm not a big fan of some of the styles of fire or half tracks, full tracks, but I love the warning. A lot of people hate the warning.
I'm not a fan of those at all.
Yeah, a lot of people hate them. And to me, the drop point or whichever one is pretty cool, but the Warney just does it for me. It's a good cutter. It's got great action. Again, what do I use it for? Very little.
No problem,
But
Sierra.
it's pokey stabby and it's slicey.
Sierra, I typically like majority of the time I like something 3.3 inches up to 3.8, even 4, depending upon the model. And
You like bigger knives than I would have thought you'd like. You like more of a full size knife.
Yeah, I like medium to full size. I mean, like I got some in my collection that are 3.25, but not by much. And I typically go for USA made or not. If it's not USA made, it's by someone I know, or it's a super unique design for blade shape or steel that I had to have to try.
Right.
So.
And I'm just reminding you guys, I think it put it in there. Where is it? Bama Ninja and Marco, y'all send me an email with your addresses because y'all won the giveaway earlier tonight.
Oh, nice.
They did.
I missed that. I was not
the
here.
Valkyrie. I got Valkyries, and she got yours, I'm assuming. Are you talking about the Vostede Valkyrie, or are you talking about something different? Because I love the Vostede Valkyrie. Somebody won that. That's a good knife. It was an early Vostede, one of their first designs. Hey, Tip Tip. I like this Corgi too. Just for a basic knife. Did I fail it twice? See if I can fail it 3 times. But I haven't watched a lot of knife content lately. I haven't seen a lot of stuff that people found at Blade Show. I really need to tune into it. I've been just trying to categorize the little bit of stuff I shot and get it up there. And then carry some of these knives and see what I really think about them. Kind of what I showed before was just show and tells. I know for a fact I'm going to like this little $48 tenable par. I can't imagine that being a bad knife for under $50 in 14C, designed by Jonathan Stiles. Looks like a mini Thug almost, doesn't it?
A little bit.
I mean, not a lot really, but it's just when I saw it, it was under the glass. I could have waited and gotten one sent down the road, but they had one left and I bought it. And then it fits in my Oak City leather left-handed sheath. So I took it out of the Kydex. I'm going to carry it in my pocket like that. And then I've got my Tucson in my other Oak City leather sheath. That's a cool knife. Even though I wish it didn't have the blade hole, I could do without it. But I think you almost have to have it for that swedge somebody was showing me. Maybe Shane. I guess you wouldn't, though, would you?
I got
that weird swedge. Huh?
So I got a question for you and also for the chat.
Talk to me.
What knife do you own that fits your hand like a glove? Like the best feeling knife in your hand?
In my collection, as crazy as it sounds, it's a Spyderco Paramilitary 2.
Okay.
That's my number one comfortable folding EDC knife. As weird as that sounds. And I don't have it with G10 handles, but it felt good with G10 handles too. What about you?
PM2 is up there. I would say I got 3 that are probably close and one that's probably better. ABW's up there, but for a foreign knife, that one fits my hand super well.
Is that a Berg or is that a Sharp by Design?
Neither. That's
Neither? No?
Brian Brown Corvus.
Ah.
That fits just
well, and if you're talking about a nicer knife, my Lamia fits almost perfectly. It fits better than my mini Arius. It fits better than my J Cape or my McNeese. It's just, but this knife, the PM2 for me, the PM3 does not work as well.
Yeah.
But I have 3 of these knives in different blades because I love it that much.
This one's probably a close second.
Is that a Laconico?
Yep.
Is that the MBK?
Yeah, the MBK Integral XLC. This is a 3.75 inch knife blade. And that's just
and I'll tell you another one that fits.
Bama, the Roach is a great one.
But this TRM Bulldog fits my hand almost as well as an Oz Roosevelt does. But I've got a 3.5 inch hand. So if you had a bigger hand, that choil might be a little restrictive. For me, it's not.
And my number 1 is my Freeman Rook.
Oh, dude, that's a beautiful knife.
Yeah.
How long ago did you acquire that?
Probably about a year ago. A little over a year ago.
Is that one that you'd been wanting for a while, or did you just come across the deal and you couldn't pass it up?
The latter.
The latter?
Yeah. I wasn't even on the guy's radar. I had no idea who he was. And then I came across a partial trade deal, partial cash, and I couldn't pass it up. And
you know, it reminds me, I know it doesn't look like that, but it reminds me of, it's got a Jaeger vibe.
A little bit. It's a little bit bigger than the Jaeger.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's a copy or looks like a Jaeger.
There you go. Well, there's next to a Jaeger.
Yeah, it's similar, right? I'm not totally off my reservation.
No, I mean it's there you go, heel to heel. They're similar. But it's thinner than the Jaeger.
And it's much more well made, I'm sure, because it's handmade, right?
Yeah, it's got better action than the Jaeger. Or I mean, not better action, but well.
Sobex and Hogue Deca with the OG scales are hard to beat. I will say that. I've got a couple of Gen 1s with the OG scales that are very nice.
I don't know if you can hear that, but this thing, it has the most unique detent feel. It feels almost like assisted. It feels almost like it's on like a spring, like a trampoline. Because as soon as you break it, it snaps. And you put it next to the mic. I don't know if that comes through at all.
Yeah, you can hear it clicking.
But it flies out like it's bouncing off a trampoline. But it's great. And it's super thin behind the edge.
I was surprised how much I like these scales. However, you can get aluminum for the same price. But these are Vision FG scales. They went on very easily, and they've got this radial pattern. I don't know if you can see it. It's very sharp, very deep. And I think this knife, I've got the Vision R2, the Wii version, but this Civivi is a banger. I bought a Civivi titanium clip off Amazon for, I think, $12. And I'm thinking about getting a set of aluminum scales when they put them back in production. They also make titanium, but I think for the difference in $30, I don't need titanium. Isn't titanium a little heavier than aluminum, or is it lighter?
It's, I don't know, probably a little bit heavier.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Ellis, what Freeman do you have? Do you get a Harley or a Rook, or what'd you get? I didn't know you had one.
Oh, he picked up one at Blade Show. Which one did you get, Ryan? I'll pull it up.
That's a different Freeman. He got Freeman. That's Freeman Outdoors. He got the button lock one.
The
one
the one with the flag on it.
Yeah, the one I showed is David Freeman Customs. The Freeman that's Freeman Outdoors is the one that you and Shane got.
Yeah, the Neutron 2 is a great one. All of those are great wins. And I'll tell you, Be Shady, if you order, I've got a set of Mac 2 thick washers from Skiff that I running it about half the time. As a matter of fact, they're right on the back of the computer because I've got bearings in it now. but that knife runs perfectly on the thick washers. Tip.
Sorry, Ryan. I was thinking you're talking about the same company I had mine. But
Tippy's about to start knocking shit off my table back there. Uh-oh.
the Mac 2 is cool.
Sweet.
I agree with Lumia. The Lumia feels great in hand for a small knife, but it's borderline. Like I can't really get my pinky on there.
Well, you like a bigger knife. I think it's 3 1/4. Might just be 3. Hold on. I think the blade's 3 1/4. Yeah, the blade's between 3 1/8 and 3 1/4. But you're right. It's going to be.
It's more the handle size than the blade to me.
Yeah, the handle inside dimension is 4 inches comfortably. 4 inches from right here to back here.
I don't like to cramp when I'm holding on to it. I like to not necessarily spread out, but I like to have a little bit of space there. And the Lumia makes it a little bit. I wish they made like a Lumia 1.5.
I wish they made an Aries 1.5 because this is a little smaller than I like. And
yeah,
the full size Aries is much larger than I like.
I like the full size. Well, see, I'm weird. Like I like the full size Aries better. I like the full size Rosie better. But I will say of the miniature versions, I like the Aries better, the mini Aries better, and I like the Rosie.
I think I would like it better if it had a factory flipper delete because it would have a little bit more choil action.
Yeah,
but it's a nice knife. It'll be a forever knife probably. I don't see getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's my Michael Ziba.
Yeah.
S5. I mean, this is a big knife, Kyle. This is a 3.5 inch blade. Titanium. It's M390. It's got a Knight Designs blade.
Looks like a chonker. Like it's thick and the handle too.
It is. It won 2020 Blade Show, the S5 tactical knife of the show, because before they made these bougie ones, it was just black with a black blade. But it's definitely chunky. I picked this up from Dark Gravity because I was with him when he bought it from Michael. There weren't a lot of these made. That's an Odin. And it's got some weird shit on it.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Ellis? Richard.
It's perfect is what it is.
Do you like that that one? I'm glad you enjoy it.
Ryan got a nice Strider. I had to get a budget Strider, the G10. And mine's an SNG. His is an SMF, full aluminum. But I love this knife. You're not a Strider fan, are you, Kyle?
Not huge. I've wanted to get one just to say I had one, but I don't think I would keep it.
Have you held one?
Yeah.
For a given amount of time?
I've held a couple.
The greatest investment I made was this MKM clip. I thought it was a Lynch, but it's not. It's MKM that makes these. I bought it for my SNG, and then I realized it matched the hardware on my crosshatch, and I've not turned back. I mean, this deep carry clip makes all the difference in the world in this knife. I'm thinking about getting one for my Protect.
I know there's different levels to it as far as the Striders go, and I know there are. The more you break them in, the better they get. I've just not had very many good examples of them in my hand. So
right. And you need to try to, and I'm happy to send this one to you to check out if you want to check it out. It's one that started off with lock stick. It was didn't have good action. I carried it for like a week, and all those things corrected themselves. And it's, I hate to say it, a perfect knife. It's got that PD1 or 01 steel, so it's not the greatest steel. It's not the nicest Strider you can get. It's probably one of the base ones, but it works well.
I'm not an action junkie. I like it to hydraulic shake shut, I'm fine with. I don't need to slam shut. I don't care about a little bit of rock stick. What I hate is when you got to try to close it with two hands because it's got so much stick.
This is a slow rolling, locking up beast that has no problem disengaging, even if you slam it open. And it used to not be that smooth. And again, Ryan got the SMF, which is a really nice size.
Yeah, I've had some where like you've got to literally put one thumb on top of the other to push it to get past the lock stick. It's like, or
yeah, there were a couple of it was kind of embarrassing because I was over there talking to Tate, trying to get him fired up about American Blade Works for knives and more in Huntsville, and about half of the button locks were so sticky that I had to take two hands and wiggle the blade to get them to close. I can't believe they made it out there. And I picked up at least 3 that did that. And then the other ones dropped like candy.
Yeah.
But, showing one of those, and maybe they just got sticky after being used. I don't know how those things break in or what the time is to break in them. But it was different.
I agree. But their action will smooth out and you can get them to that point.
Absolutely. They take I've never owned a CRK, but I did review one, my buddy's, and he's got a couple of them. And I handled some Orions when I was in Atlanta. And it is a finely tuned knife. I watched Ryan take it apart. He's got a video on his YouTube channel. The washers are unlike anything I've ever seen. They go in a certain way. I think it's just a very precision made knife. Now, if I was going to say what's the highest precision made knife in the US, I would say a Chris Brown Cortex or an FSD. Personally. That's just.
I didn't know. Did he stop beating Rihanna and start making knives?
Yeah, different Chris Brown, but yeah, he did. I haven't heard about that dude or Rihanna. Come to think about it, they probably are caught up in that Diddy stuff.
It's because it's not Chris. It's now I'm having a brain fart.
Brian?
No. Oh God, what is Craig
Brown, is that his knives? It's not Chris Brown. See, I'm an idiot. You're right, it's Craig Brown. And he's got a couple of really cool patents too. If you go to his Craig Brown knives. So you can look at every knife he's made on here. So I went and found my buddies when I was reviewing it, because you can go to the archive. That knife right there is freaking stunning.
I would like a Cortex XL.
That is the XL right there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I would love to have a Cortex.
Would
XL.
you pay the extra $50 for the Magna Cut, or would you go with the 154 and 800?
Well, that's a tough question because he doesn't do either one of them the best. But
so you can look at every one he's made. Look at and he's made some fancy ones. Number 2, you can go through and look at its different handle materials. And I forget when they went flat bladed now, didn't they? Or do they still have a hole?
I think he's got a hole.
Does it have a hole? Let me look.
I believe.
No, it's got a
fuller. Yeah.
I wonder when he went to that, because I like that fuller very, very much. But what's cool is if you go to the resources on his page, and y'all need to check this out because you won't really be able to see it. He shows how to adjust the Cortex XL detent pin and the lock pin. Both of these are adjustable. If you want to adjust your detent or your lockup, you can adjust the mini FSD lock.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done some stuff. This guy was an aerospace engineer before he was a knife maker. I encourage you to peruse his site. There's some cool stuff on here. Knives for sale. There won't be any for sale, I'm sure.
I really like the FSD. That's a cool
Hey,
knife.
check it out. Cortex XL pre-order 425. That must be half price, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it'll be 850. I wonder why you sell out. I guess you can only make so many, right? So if he was going to say, I'm going to make 100 of each, I'm going to sell that many. It's not like sending it to China. 30 minutes to Maddie's birthday live. Is it Maddie's birthday too? Happy birthday, Maddie. He turns.
It will be at midnight. Yeah.
It'll be in 13 minutes on the East Coast.
Yep.
And I guess we need to stop. What time do we need to stop? Hold on.
We got 15 minutes will give us time for all to go grab a drink or food or something.
All right. I'm gonna trust you to keep me on time, okay? 14 minutes, Scotty says. We'll probably stop here in about 5 or 10.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, bud.
I'm never ready, dude. I'll stay
we
here.
got time.
I'll stay here and I'll talk shit for hours. Oh, I know what we gotta do. We gotta listen to Ghost Party for just a second. You'll thank me. I can't fast forward it though to where it rocks. Where is Ghost Party?
We're getting another copy strike.
Nope, this is an AI. I know that's painful, but when it gets to the actual lyrics, it's good. It's just got a hooky ghost party. I'm not going Taco Bell, but I probably should, guys. And guys, we will break out of here. Kyle, do you got any words of wisdom to share these beautiful people? I did share your link with Jeff today.
Okay. No,
guys, I appreciate you hanging out. Kyle, I always appreciate you hanging out.
Sorry I was late.
And I will set up the live for tomorrow at 3:00, guys. Y'all stop by, even if you just pop in for a second. I'll find something and have a word, and we will rock from there. But guys, do me a favor. Look out for the guy or gal to your left. Always look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for one another. Go to Maddie's, but go with love in your heart. And always, if possible, only if possible, choose debate, not hate. I love y'all. Peace.
The light went out because we only had a little bit, but are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna want to make it. Are you high on cigarettes?
Let's watch two wrongs witness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch two wrongs witness and get